Yeah.
All right, it is on. You are on.
Okay, good evening.
Good evening,
Uh,
sir.
yeah, today we are going to look at day 5 and 6 of our program. And tomorrow we are going to look at all the assignments. Yeah, we'll correct all the assignments tomorrow. And then after that, we are going to have an exam, which you all have to take before you are awarded your certificates. It depends on the outcome of the exam, which will know if you deserve the certificate or not. And then also tomorrow, after we go over the assignments, I'm going to start with Excel, Microsoft Excel, introduce it, and then we continue from there. Okay, so today we are looking at day 6 of our work. And we are going to be looking at how to save a document, how to print, save as PDF, navigating with the keyboard, navigating with the mouse, the zoom slider, some common shortcut keys that you can use in Microsoft Word. And then also, yeah, we're just gonna go over everything that we've been doing briefly, and then so we can also like round up with our Word class. This was the beginner's course, okay? We are still going to be having intermediate and advanced courses as far as Microsoft is concerned. Yes. So I'm going to go ahead and I share my screen. Okay. So now, the first thing we are going to be looking at is how you can save your document. How do you save a document in Microsoft Word? I'm going to be going over Word 27 and Word 2016 so that if you are working in any of the versions, you should not feel left out or anything. Let me just mute. Let me mute the WhatsApp. Okay. Okay, so if everybody seeing my screen, you should be seeing the Microsoft 27 screen. Okay, so how to save a document? How do you save a document in Microsoft Word? I'm going to go ahead and open our exercise that we've been working with. Well, we are all students and ready to learn. I believe we've worked. Okay. We are all students and we are ready to learn if you still know this exercise. So if I was done with this exercise and I wanted to save this, the only thing I need to do is just to come up here to the office button, I click and I can save the document. I believe you already know this. Or you do a save as. And of course, you just select where you want to save the document, whether it is on your desktop or your documents or wherever you want to save the document, even in a USB drive or whatever. And you can just click save and you save the document. Now, the next thing, well, of course, closing the document, there are two ways of doing that. You can just come here to the close button and you click here and you can close, or you click on the office button and you go down to close. The same thing applies for all the versions of Word, okay? There is no difference as far as that is concerned. And then to save as a PDF, that one is a little bit tricky when you are working with Microsoft Office 27, okay? But when you are working with a more advanced versions, you can easily save to PDF. And in order for us to save to PDF with Microsoft Office Word 27, you have to install a plugin, okay? I'm going to leave a description where you can download a plugin in you just follow the YouTube channel and the description is going to be below, okay? So what you have to do in order to save as a PDF in Microsoft Word 27, if I was to go up here and I come down to save as, and I want to save this document as a PDF. Now I already have the plugin installed, so you'll see already I have PDF here, but if you are working with me, you'll see that you don't have the PDF option here. in your current version of Word. Okay, so in order for you to be able to save as a PDF, you have to install that plugin. So for you to install that plugin, I will just leave the link in the description, and then you can, when you click on the link, you are going to see a download option. You download it, you install it. Make sure Word is closed when you are doing that. When you download it, you just run, it's just a file. If you know how to install any program, you just run the installation process. It's going to take some time to set it into Word. So when it's taking time, don't just be patient. When it's done, you will receive a confirmation message, and all you need to do is just to click on OK, and then you run Word again. And then when you come under Save As, you are now going to find PDF also listed here. So if I wanted to save this document in PDF, all I need to do now is to click here, come down to Save As, and well, you can select the Word document, you can select any one here, but when you come here to this page, you click on the drop down arrow here and you select what? PDF. Okay, then you select where you want to save the document. For this one, I want to save it at the desktop, so I'm just going to click desktop and I click save. Okay, it's showing that it already exists. So let's give it a different name. Let's just call this PDF 1. Okay, and we save it to the desktop. Okay, it's now currently saved to the desktop. Now, if you have a PDF reader installed in your system, like Adobe Acrobat or maybe Foxy Reader or any other PDF reader, it is, or even your web browser, some web browsers open PDF files. So it is automatically going to what? Open the document. Like now I have Adobe Acrobat installed and it has been set as my default PDF viewer. So the document is now open in Adobe Acrobat as a PDF document. Why do you have to save a document in PDF? A document, when you want to send a file over the internet, okay, it is always good to save it in PDF format, because a PDF format is very safe. And then secondly, you can't easily edit a PDF document, okay? It is like you receive exactly what you send. That is, you receive exactly what you have, and there is no way of actually really editing that document. Of course, yeah, there are ways of which you can go, but it is very difficult to edit a PDF document. It is very safe to work with it online, okay? So always endeavor to send all your documents in PDF. And then again, if you don't have a printer, okay, and you want to, like, say, print your document, you can always save it in PDF and you take it, like, say, in a flash. Let's say maybe you get to an organization or maybe a cyber where they don't have Word installed. It's gonna be rare, but I'm just saying. So, but of course, they must have like a PDF or something. And by default, of course, the operating system should like maybe have a PDF something which you can easily use to open your file, because PDF files can easily be opened. So if you have it in PDF, you can also easily print your work, and all that. So now this is it for Word 27. I'm gonna go ahead and I share Word 2016 now. You should be seeing this. The procedure to save in PDF in Word 2016 is very easy, because the PDF plugin comes with in Word. That is more advanced version of Word, I think from 2013, yes, upwards. You should have the PDF plugin installed in here automatically. Okay, so let's just say I'm just gonna go ahead and I open a new document here. Say this. We are all students and we are ready to learn. I believe we saved the document. Okay, here we go. Good. Okay, it's asking to open as read only. Now, the reason it's asking this is because it is already opened in Word 27. So I'm going to go ahead and I close this. Okay. Now I open this. And yeah, just give me a minute. Let me just save this so we can actually work with it. So we call this, just put a name there. Yeah, okay. All right. So this is our document and we want to save this in PDF, okay? So all you need to do is just to come up to File. You come down to what? Always use Save As, not Save, okay? When you want to save to a different file format, or maybe you want to save to a different file name, unlike the previous or the default name that you are working with. So if I was to click on Save As, and I click on what? Browse, to select the location where you want to save. Now, these are commonly used locations which you can easily select, like your documents. This is where you have been saving. So at least Word understands that you might want to choose any of these locations again. So it just brings you all this, so you can easily pick. But if you don't have this, like say you just install Word, you can always go to browse, and then we select, say, want to save this on the desktop. Now by default again, you see what is the file type? Save as type. By default, you see the file type, save as type, Word document. So if I was to click on this drop down arrow here, you see we have our PDF there already. So by default, I think from Word 2013 up to 2019, you should have this there. So you don't have to install any plugin into this. But if you don't have any of these advanced versions of Word, I'm just going to go ahead and I save this as PDF. And you see again, it opens up in Adobe Acrobat as a PDF document. Let me share that so you see. Adobe Acrobat, okay. So you see this is the document now open in Adobe Acrobat, and you can see here that this is now a PDF document, okay. You can see you can select the text, you can't do anything with the document as a PDF document. So when you are done with your work and you are okay with what you have, convert it in PDF before you send it over the internet or you send it to anybody you want to say. It makes the document to look very good, very professional, and very safe too, okay. All right, so that is just how you save in PDF. Just going to go back to Word 2016, and our next the next option we have to look at is navigating with the keyboard. Okay, how do you navigate with the keyboard as far as Word is concerned? Now, let me open back Word 27. So I'm going to demonstrate this by using the two different versions of Word. Okay. All right. So share 27. Okay. So now, how do you navigate around the Office or Word using just the keyboard? That is without the mouse. Of course, it's very possible to do that. Okay. But how do you do that? Now, you know that when you are working with the computer prioritizes tasks that comes from the keyboard before the mouse. If you did not know that today, okay? Yeah, so it is very fast to work with the keyboard than the mouse even, okay? Which means if you were to send a command from the keyboard and the mouse directly, the computer is going to prioritize the command that is coming from the keyboard than the mouse. I'm not going to be covering that here. I'm not teaching computer basics here, okay? So how do you work with the keyboard? Now, all you need to do is just to tap the Alt key on your keyboard. Okay, like you see, if you see here, I'm not using the mouse. Okay, I've tapped the Alt key. Now, if you look closely to the screen, you are going to see that a series of letters have appeared on the screen. Now you find H, that is close to home. You find N close to insert, P for page layout, S for reference, M for mailings, R for review, and W for what? View. Okay, so what this, and then of course, if you look at the quick access toolbar, you look at the quick access toolbar up here, you see a series of commands, 1, 2, 3, and they have an F at the office button, and all that. You can see all this appearing on screen. So what this can enable you to do is, if you wanted to work, say, maybe in the home tab, all you need to do is just to press the H key, which stands for home. As you can see here, if I was to press the H key now you see it takes me into the home tab, and what is happening in here now, you can see a series of a mixed different words, and you have some numbers, you have some letters, and all that just appearing all over the screen. Those are just shortcuts which you can use to access any of these commands that you have on screen. So let's say maybe I wanted to work with the font. What do you do? Of course, this is where the font is. Maybe you want to change the font type. So what you have to do at that level, instead of using the mouse, if you were to tap the F key twice, you see it highlights the font, okay? And then if you were to press the arrow, the down, that is arrow key on your keyboard, it opens this page. And of course, you can scroll now using just your arrow keys, as you can see what I'm doing here. And then when you get to the corresponding font, you press enter, it switches to that font. If I was to start typing now, say this, you see it is typing in the font, what? area black. So let's say maybe I change my mind and I want to change this font back and I don't even want this to appear here. What do? You hold down the shift key on your keyboard, you're using your left arrow key, you tap, you select this, and you press the Alt key again. It brings back this. You press H to get back into the home, double F, that is F twice, and you press the drop down arrow, and then you can get maybe a different font type. You see as it changes, as I'm moving between the different font. So basically that is just how you work with the keyboard, and you can then go ahead now and exercise on your own. The first thing you have to, if I wanted to save this document without using the mouse and without using any shortcuts, of course you can still do that by using just the keyboard. If I press my Alt key again, bring this up. What is the letter that is associated to opening the home key? That is F. So if I was to press F, it's gonna open this up, and I can use my arrow keys to scroll down. Or if you look, you are still going to see that some letters have appeared on all the commands that are found in here now, such as N for new, O for open, S for save, A for save as, P for print, E for prepare, D, and all that. You can easily see that there. So if I wanted to go to say maybe the save as option directly without using the arrow keys, I just tap A and it opens the save as option. And of course, you can still work in here and you save your document. I'm just going to go ahead and I close this. So basically, that is just how you use the keyboard in working with Microsoft Word. The same option appears for all the advanced version. I don't think this option has changed in any version. Yes, the same option appears for all the advanced version. I'm going to go ahead and I share 2016. Okay, here we are. Want to work with this? All you need to do is just to tap the Alt key. You see, the same thing appears up there. You want to get into the Home tab. Okay, this time around, I'm going to work with a different tab so you can see the difference. Okay, so this time around, let's say you want to work with the Insert tab. So instead of H, press N. It takes us into the Insert tab. Okay, so say maybe you want to bring in like a blank page. Okay, you want to include a blank page. Now it's going to include a blank page. Remember, it's going to include a blank page where you have the cursor on screen. Okay, so if you wanted a blank page in this document, all you need to do is what are the letters that are associated with including a blank page here? You got N and P. So if I was to type N and P, you see a blank page has come into my document. Okay, and of course it came here. Let me just undo that. Go back. You see our cursor was here, so it's going to include a blank page from this spot here. Okay, so what do we do again? Tap your Alt key. What do you want? You want to get into the Insert tab, and you need what? A blank page. N and P. It gives you a blank page in your document, and of course you can scroll back with your keyboard. Presently you're found at the page at the top, and you start typing whatever it is you want to type in there. So the same option appears for all the other versions of Word. Now, and of course, navigating with the mouse, that is the next thing we have to look at. That is what we have been doing. I don't think that should be a problem to anybody. Navigating with the mouse, since the beginning of this lesson, we have been using the mouse. So I don't think that should be a problem for anybody. You can easily use the mouse by using the mouse pointer to access any of the commands that you have on screen here. So maybe say you want to get into insert to put a blank page or a cover page, or maybe a header or a footer or a page number or a text box and whatever, or maybe you're going to get a page layout to customize your page. You can just use the mouse cursor and all that. And the cursor changes with respect to the command that you want to use. Like you see presently, this cursor here is mainly for text, okay? But when you start moving out of the screen, you see it changes, because it understands that going up here now, you might want to select a command. So this is what it needs. So this has all been buried in Word. You don't have to go about that and all that. So one more thing that I would just want to show you. Well, actually, this is to be covered in the more advanced versions of Word, but I think I'll just cover it here, is how you can change your screen background. A lot of people can't really work well with this background. Maybe you have a problem with your eyes and all that. In order for you to do that, you come over here to the Office options, as you can see up here, the Office button. When you click on the Office button here, you come down to what you have here, which is called what? Word options. If I was to click here, it's going to open up this box. Now, when it opens this, you have to come down to display. Okay. Now, when you are here under the display tab, now you're going to have options for page display. Okay, I think it's a little bit different here. I don't know why. All right, no. It's under the popular tab, please. It's under the popular tab. Presently, our color scheme is set to blue. So what does it mean by color screen? It is this screen that you have out like this. As you can see, this screen that is surrounding this. So you can click on the drop down. You can change that to black. Yeah, I always work with this because it is less stressful with the eyes, and you can see the difference already. But if you don't want that, you can always go back and you change it to maybe silver. You come down, you click OK. That is still a little bit bright. So I'm just going to keep it back to our normal screen color, which we have here. So that is just another option which you can use. Of course, in the more advanced version of Word, you can further customize this. But I believe this can also help you to maybe if you spend a lot of time on Word, you can also use this so that you don't end up having problems with your eyes and all that. That is what that option was built in there. So it's just for visibility. The next thing we're going to be looking at is what the zoom slider. Well, the zoom slider is just these options that we have here. Okay, is you can either use this to go up, down. Also, if you come in the in the view tab, where you have a zoom option here, which I believe we already covered this, which you can use to change the zoom. That's your screen size in case you're typing and you can't really see the words properly. You can change, you can further get in here and customize that further too. But I've told you by default, always keep this on what? 200. Now, it is the same option that you have down here, okay? This zoom slider here, this is the same option that you can use this to zoom out. You can use to zoom in, okay? You can even click here on the percentage that you have down here. It's going to open up this same dialog box. You go in there, you type the percentage, press enter. It takes you back to your default zoom ratio, okay? So that is just it for zoom. I don't think there's anything to see there. And then now coming to shortcut keys on in Microsoft Word. Now, there are a lot of shortcut keys as far as Microsoft Word is concerned. Okay, there are just a lot of shortcut keys as far as Microsoft Word is concerned. And of course, you can, for the more advanced, when we get to the advanced stage of Microsoft Word, I'm going to show you how you can actually come in and you customize the shortcut keys in your own to your own taste. Okay, but for now, what we are just going to be looking at are what the basic. Now I'm going to show a very easy way to easily get acquainted with the shortcut keys. Very easy. When you hover over any command like this, you're going to see something appearing in brackets after the label of that command. Okay, like for instance, here we got the paste option, and then you see in bracket you have, it's showing Control plus V. It means if you hold down, now when it showed Control plus V, it doesn't mean you tap the two at once, okay? It means you hold down the Control key and then you tap V, okay? Same goes for what? Cut. This is the cut command. If you want to cut part of your document, like what we have been doing using the mouse, you hold down your Control key and you press the X key, okay? Same goes for copy. Hold down Control, press C. I think all the commands in Word have shortcuts associated with them. So if you were to hover over each of them like this, you're just going to see the shortcuts that are associated to that. I'm going to go ahead and I type a text so that I can really demonstrate that further. So I say, this is the session. Let's just keep it that way. Okay, so I'm gonna use the keyboard and I select this. Okay, so I want to copy this, okay, but I don't want to use the mouse, okay, to do that. So what do? You hold on your Control key, you tap C, okay. If I was to scroll to the end, come down the next line, and then I want to paste this now. What do? I hold on my Control key and I tap V. You see, that has pasted me that text. The same option appears for any document that you're working as far as text is concerned. And as far as you're working with Windows, please, excuse me, all these options are linked to Windows. If you're working on an iOS system or maybe Linux, You might have different shortcuts that are associated with that, but everything we are showing here is associated to what? Windows. Okay. Yes. Okay. So in order for you to copy, Control C, paste, Control V, and if you want to do anything, you can just always hover over the keys like this, and you see the corresponding shortcuts. Okay, inside. So let's say I select this and I want to say bold this. You hold down your control key, you tap B, it bolds that. Now, if you want to undo that, you can hold down the control key and tap B again, it takes that back out. Say maybe you want to italics, it's control I, you want to underline, control U, it just does that. So that is just it for shortcuts. You can go ahead and then you work with them, and you see if you don't know a corresponding shortcut, I'm going to send a list of all the shortcuts that we have in Word, but it's going to be a very populated list. So please, if you want to, if you have some commands that you know that you work with very often, I would just advise you to you hover over the command like this, or when you see the shortcut key, please you just master that, okay? Because of course it is not a situation of you knowing all this, okay? If you just have a series of command, the most basic ones that you always find yourself using are like maybe the control, the copy, the paste, bold, italics, underline, and all that. You can have your own, but just master that and you can use them. And of course, if you are looking at all these commands and you don't know what the corresponding shortcut key to get to the command is, you can always hover over it and you are going to see it in what? In bracket. Okay, so the next thing we are going to be looking at is well, how to formatting fonts and all that. I believe we already covered that. Formatting paragraphs, I believe we also covered that. Spelling and grammar check, I believe we have also covered that too in detail. Okay, so I think this session of today is going to be a very brief session, and then I'm going to give the room now for any questions. Like I've said, as far as Microsoft Word Basic is concerned, this wraps it up for Microsoft Word Basic. Okay, so everything we have been doing up to this point is covering the basic part. The intermediate and the advanced sessions are coming up. The advanced session will mostly be for, well, of course, you know yourself, if you want to engage yourself in that, and if you are interested in getting into Office uh the Microsoft Office certification program, then you need to know the advanced session, because you need to have an in-depth knowledge of the program. Okay. Yes. So well, I think I'm going to give the room for any questions. If there are any questions, you can unmute your mic and you ask your question. If not, then I think we'll wrap up here. And tomorrow we are going to go over. I'm still going to give you today, for those who have not yet submitted your assignments, make sure you submit by tomorrow. Tomorrow we go over the assignment, and then we are going to begin with Microsoft Excel. So, any questions? Please, if you have any questions as far as the session of today is concerned, you can ask now. If not, it means we have understood everything. And when I give my assignments, please, you make sure you do them and you submit them on time. I'm going to tell you guys one thing as far as assignments are concerned. 80% of assignments that have to do with Microsoft Office package as a whole is on the instructions. Follow the instructions very well. Okay. Don't just rush into, make sure you read the instructions, you understand the instructions before you get to doing what you are doing, because all the assignments that I have been given, I haven't received a correct answer from anybody. Okay, that is because you don't really take your time to go about the instructions. Please read the instructions very well. They are very easy, but there are a little bit of tricks that are there which you have to understand before you get into doing the assignment. So please always endeavor to read the instructions very well. If you are really thinking of taking the Office package to a very different level, then you have to always make sure you read your instructions very well before you get into doing your assignments. So please, if there's no other question, I think we're going to wrap up the class here. Mr. Jordan, I don't know if you have something to say. Oh, I think he is busy with the graphic designing class. So please, is there any question, Mr. Gandhi? Mr. Gandhi? Okay, if there's no question, then I think we can wrap up the class here. Thank you all for attending and see you tomorrow, same time.
All right, Mr. Wahilari, are you there?
Yes, hello, Mr. Jordan.